on enforce 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavies on New River City. This is the first time these two teams have seen this map in a competitive venue. Very exciting to see how all of the competitive teams have reacted to this map, or to this remastering of an old map. No ECM restrictions. Third drop, Commander Assassination. 3 mediums, 4 heavies, and a single Highlander. This is the first drop with a secondary objective and 50,000 bonus C-Bells on the line. Take out the commander of the enemy team, protect your own, you get 50,000 C-Bells. If you lose your commander, you don't get any money. Any bonus money, I should say. That'll be on Mining Collective this week. Fourth drop, Flank Engagement. 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults. Certainly more traditional drop deck configuration for 8v8 competitive. This is the first drop that you will see airstrikes and artillery strikes, and the bonus objective is take out the 2 heavies and 2 assaults of the enemy team for an extra 50,000 C-Bills. Now, unlike drop 3, both teams are eligible to get this. So if we get down to a light and medium fight, both teams are getting 50,000 C-Bills. Doesn't happen very often, but it has happened before. The fifth and final drop, the center of battle, 2 lights, 2 heavies, 4 assaults. Very much so the heaviest drop of this series. Beyond Caustic Valley, and again, bonus objective is destroy heavies and assaults of the enemy team for 50,000 C-Bills. So right now we are waiting for teams to go into lobby. Magician being team leader of SJR, and I will keep an eye on him. Apparently there's some shit going down in chat. What the hell is going on? Okay, clear chat. Where? Clear chat. Boom. Going on. Anyway, bring up a quick look at the map. Just give a quick okay, just a moment. Let me clean up shop here. Well, anyway, chat. Wait, what? No, okay. First, anyway, most matches, once the engagement has started, very fast, very brutal. Most of the fighting has ended up in this area of the map. I think the only time that we've seen anything different was when the fighting happened after a push out of this west side into sort of an entrenched team in that corner. But anyway, most of the time, fighting's been here. I don't really expect anything different just because of how high frequency fighting was there. Okay, they're not in lobby yet. Um, yeah, a quick overview. The two teams can possibly spawn here for Team 1 or here for Team 2. Team 1 tonight being SJR, Team 2 being Blackwatch. And usually teams elect to spawn, to drop all in the same spot, so they're all together at the beginning. And most of the time they just sort of run into each other. Sometimes we've seen teams go underground, but then that allows the other team to get, full control of the map, any position that they want to. Okay. I'm getting word from Magician that SJR is waiting on one person, so it might be a little while. According to MRBC rules, they have up to 15 minutes to start the match. So they have up to 10 more minutes left. And since I don't have nearly 10 more minutes left of stuff to talk about... Actually, wait, I do. I do have stuff to talk about today. Because lots of stuff came out today in the news. Russ has been tweeting and posting stuff on MWO Mercs. First I'll get to European Public Test Server going up tomorrow. So if you are in Europe, hell, if you're in North America or Australia, try out the test server, see what your ping is, and see how well it plays. It should be really, really good for everyone living over in Europe, because less ping is better. That's that. I wonder if MRBC has any ruling on using the test server to coordinate European matches. Interesting question. Second out in the news today is Russ tweeting a lot of tidbits. I wouldn't really call them details quite yet, but just tidbits about the battle value internal rating metric that they are currently in development for MechWarrior Online. For those of you who don't really know, the tabletop, the BattleTech source material battle value was a way to rate teams. It was, I guess you could think of it as sort of a different tonnage system, where instead of like MechWarrior Online is pretty much matches are balanced based on tonnage. They try to, at least with the matchmaker, balance tonnages, so Team 1 and Team 2 has roughly the same tonnage. Battle value was a similar concept, but instead of saying tonnage, you could say, okay, you can use this chassis and it's worth so many battle value points, and this loadout is worth another certain battle value points, and you can have better loadouts and worse loadouts. And I never played BattleTech myself, so I just have sort of basic knowledge on battle value. But it seems battle value in MechWarrior Online, at least for the time being, will not be part of the matchmaker. It's only it seems to be replacing the old tier system that they had in place for internal balancing between mechs, between chassis, between variants. We don't know too much about it, other than it's not in the matchmaker. Okay. And it'll be a rating system. We don't even know. Hell, I asked Russ. he doesn't know if it'll be a public value or not when you're building your mech to see what battle value it has. Oh, am I the popular stream? Yes, I am. I've got transcoder options. Very nice. What else is in the news? Ah, yes. Alex Gardner posted what we all suspected of 2C mechs. They are clan battle mechs, not clan omni mechs. Therefore, you can change engines, you can change upgrades, you can switch out standard structure for endo steel, you can switch out standard armor for ferrofibrous. Of course, these are the clan upgrades, taking up only half the space of inner sphere. And it seems the magician is in lobby, so I suspect they will start soon. So yeah, all 2C mechs use Clantech engines. That's the 2 crit point crit slot in each side torso XLs. So yeah, I hold no illusions that they're going to be OP as shit. I mean, dual Goss, jump jet, hunchback, 50-ton mech. Think of those in community warfare, for instance, or 160km/h, 6 missile hardpoint oxide with jump jets. Yeah, that's the Jenner 2C right there. Or if you got the 2C4, the early adopter variant, 6 energy hardpoints in the arms. It's just going to be bad. Just going to be a balanced nightmare. Personally, I am less excited for the Orion and the Highlander for gameplay reasons. I want the Highlander because fuck yeah, Kerensky. Other than that, eh. But yeah, that should. Oh, countdown for the Shadowcat and Arctic Cheetah starts in 2 days, so keep an eye out on the Twitters, the Instagrams, the Reddits for bonus screenshots and basic hype building from PGI if you want to look at that. I think that's pretty much it for what's new today. Okay, so we're just waiting for them to drop. They've got 5 minutes, and I'll put on the music. Oh, thank God. We have a drop. Week 3 of MRBC Steel Jaguars versus 228th Black Watch. Chad is going absolutely nuts. Anyway, tonight SJR will be in blue and 228th in red. Take a look at their drop decks real quick. 2 Griffin, 2 Ends, Stormcrow, and Wolverine for the mediums for SJR, 2 Firestarters, and 2 Jenners for the lights. Seems they're already going off to the right. 4 228th, 2 Firestarters, a Jenner, and an Adder. 2 Griffin, 2 Ends, Stormcrow, and Wolverine 6K. Hello, Beef! And already the lights have found SJR, and they've just run straight into them. UAV out. Looks like this is probably going to be a pretty fast game. 228th taking the top of the manifold and swinging around to SJR's flank. UAVs up all over the place. SJR spreading out just a bit and swinging around the left side of the manifold, but there we go. Everyone rushing top now. Beef losing his arm. Now he is a neutered, very poor Wolverine 6K. As is that
new target
one right there. I forgot that who it was. 1-1, all tied up. Oh no, the Beef. No arm. Poor Beef. 2 kills for SJR. T-Fun and his Jenner. Poking damage at the almost legged Streak Adder down on the bottom. Queenblade going down in his Firestarter. SJR pretty quickly taking control of this match.
Acquired.
The Beef chasing everyone. Poor Beef.
New target
Edmeister losing a leg in his Jenner. Won't be long now until he goes down.
Heat level critical.
6-2
New
SJR.
target acquired. Heat level critical.
And El Ducarino is the only 228th member that can still fight. So SJR is going after him all at once. And now, sorry Beef.
Center.
First match, SJR takes it 8-2. Oh, he lost that arm way too early in the match. Only 22 damage for Beef. But otherwise, good damage numbers all around. Not a single poor performer that I see. Maybe that Street Crow didn't really do well enough to justify bringing. Okay, so. Oh, come on. SJR takes the first drop. Oh, whoops. I'm not European. I use commas, not periods. There we go. To 2. After an early lead, SJR didn't let 228th get a lot of kills, and that might be what catapults them in the standings. Take a look at the map when I pull it up. SJR at the top, 228th at the bottom. And it was a quick match. 228th went up and to the left. SJR went up and to the right. And it just devolved into a brawl pretty quickly. 228th was able to grab the top quite early and push 228th onto the ridge right there. But that didn't really stop SJR for very long. Spread out a little off to the flank, causing some of 228th to respond. Then they just pushed up the ramp. That's when Beef lost his arm, and they just fought it out. SJR out-brawled them. Very well played on SJR's account. And now, New River City. Like I mentioned before, very, very excited to see this map in the rotation. Desktop, there's the Magician. Possible drop points. Oh, that's right, I need to make that a bit smaller. Possible drop points. 3 drop points on the west for 228th. SJR, 3 drop points on the east. We've seen, I think, pretty much all drop points and various strategies to go along with them. Very, very interesting match. Was it yesterday? Who was it? I believe it was Golden Talons versus Tikhonov, where one team took this area and the other team took the harbor at the very beginning of the match. Very, very odd positioning, not very strong for both of them, but it did force one team, Team 2, to fall back. Old tactics, Starport, Upper City, pretty classic. New areas to fight over. This mountaintop has been a good spot for Team 2 to very quickly gain a bit of map control, overlooking the entire map, and with long range, get good angles on pretty much anywhere. Still keep it. 1 week. One more week until spectator tools are out. 1 more week. We've seen this spot 2 or 3 times now, I believe. First time, push from the south, didn't work out too well. They didn't push really hard enough. It was kind of a trickle over, and they were able to be pushed over. Second one from the upper city area, pushed them off the top of the mountain, and they dropped down sort of off to the side of this power plant area to fight. What these two teams will do? Hard to say. I would imagine SJR will take the starport very early. But they can also, sort of go Citadel. Likewise, 228th could go for that hill, or they can go down here or up here. It's usually the 3 spots that have been of interest. Anyway, Magician's still in lobby, so we still have a bit of time to wait. Hopefully it won't be nearly as long as SJR looking for their eighth man. Oh, and already launching. Excellent. Oh. Drop 2, reconnaissance. Enforce. 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavies. Traditionally, we've seen a Timberwolf and a Hellbringer for the heavy mechs. Especially on the city, I don't think we've seen anything other than that. On Tourmaline Desert last week, excuse me, we saw Thunderbolts. It didn't do nearly as well as the Timberwolf or Hellbringer. I see an Enforcer for SJR. First, let's take a look at CSJ spawning in the south 2 positions. 2 Griffin 2 ends, a Nova, and a Firestarter in the lighter lance. Timberwolf and Hellbringer for the heavies. Beef in his 6K, and Queenblade and a Firestarter for SJR on the other side of the map. T-Fun and we got 2 Firestarters, 2 Wolverine 6Ks for the lighter lance. Timberwolf and Hellbringer for the heavies. Enforcer and Stormcrow for the other mediums. Let's see what that Enforcer is carrying. Now, who was in the Enforcer? No. Anyway, SJR already moving across the very top of the map into Upper City. It's Ghost. Ghost is in the Enforcer. SJR already taking shots, already taking fire from 228th. This is a large laser Enforcer. Most of the Enforcers we've seen have been dual UAC 5, sort of brawly Enforcers. 228th already across the Harbor District and into the Citadel area. Let's take a look at some builds. Griffins, SRM-16, again very, very close, up close and personal. SRM-16. Large lasers in a Wolverine 6K for SJR. Medium pulse laser Firestarters. Firestarters, always very, very brawly mechs. Wolverine 6Ks, building them to their strengths. Large lasers on one arm, very good at trading at long distance.
Online.
And this Hellbringer is just ER mediums. Not even a Gauss rifle.
Airstrike online.
Gauss rifle is on the Stormcrow though. And Timberwolf. So, for the most part, SJR is long range. Whereas it seems 228th is more up close and personal. Clan Ultra AC5, SRM-16 Griffins, ER Small Laser Nova. Yeah, they want to close the distance between them and SJR. 228th in and among the buildings of Lower City. And SJR in Upper City. So SJR took the place where I thought 228th might take. Just a quick look at health totals. Not much going on here. Rouza seems to be the one with the most damage taken. Spread across this front, really. .228th sort of spread out all over the place down here, this lower city citadel area. Sort of working all the angles for any possible steel jag push. See that steel jags, well, at least the lights are trying to draw 228th out into the bay. Goldfish in his fire starter, running away from, oh, let's see if, no, the bait was not juicy enough. 228th falling back into lower city. Was that, no, SJR did manage to drop a UAV out over the water. SJR moving into the harbor district.
UAV.
And starting to trade at range with 228th on the other side of the bay. .228th still in and among the buildings of Lower City and the Citadel. But moving forward, those Griffin 2-ins really want to close the distance in order to be useful. Beef and his Wolverine. For those of you wondering, the new spectator mode will allow me to jump into the person that I'm looking at. Which is what she said or something.
New target acquired.
But 228th pushing onto the position of Steel Jaguars. And really using those SRM Griffins. SJR does get the first kill though.
New target acquired.
Magician and his Hellbringer. Very damaged though. Horde CT.
New target acquired. Glass arrow destroyed. Left arm destroyed.
Let's take a look at health totals.
Cross rifle destroyed.
2 dead for Pie Maker, not looking good at all. And first one to go down for SJR. Defunct, quick to follow on 228th. Not very many places to hide when you're stuck out in the middle of the water, as Beef is finding out right now.
New target.
Current score is 3-2 in favor of SJR. SJR seems to be leading a little bit. Tarek loses an arm in his Nova. That's half of his firepower already, and he goes down. Enforcer getting focused by what's left of 228th.
New target acquired. Left torso critical damage. Left arm critical
Panic button
damage.
in his Timberwolf. Doesn't last very much longer.
Torso critical damage. Target destroyed.
And SJR takes game 2, 8-3. Seems Goldfish died pretty early. Yeah, this is another one of the spectator mode gripes that I have, is that I can't see anyone's mechs. So I don't really know who is in what. But for the most part, SJR just out damaging 228th. Yes, that's what happens when you win the game. You still have people alive to deal damage, but yeah. Not as deep a point as I thought I was about to make. So I do notice some chat. I did not explain the scoring of MRBC. Each drop win, and if you go onto their website, it's a bit more convoluted than I'm about to make it, but it adds up all the same. 300k for a win, 10k for a kill, 50k for the side objectives that I was talking about earlier for drops 3, 4, and 5. And then you get an extra 50k if you are able to win all 5 games. So, yeah. It's a bit more simple than what they have on the site. And bringing up... Let's see, do I still have it up? No, I do not. Anyway, 228th. Sorry. No, that is correct. 228th down there, SJR up here. And at the very beginning of the game, trade places. SJR originally took Upper City. And 228th was just in and among the buildings of the Lower City area. SJR sent a couple of lights in to try to bait out a push from 228th, but it didn't happen. So SJR moved down into the Harbor District, and this is where most of the trading happened. 228th then pushed on SJR's position, and it didn't end up well for them. That's the extent of tactical decisions made by the teams. They just out-traded them at range because 228th did not bring as many long-range trading mechs. They had, the Timberwolf and the Wolverine and the Hellbringer, but they brought Griffins instead of Enforcers. So that pretty much sums up Game 2. Moving into Game 3. This week on Mining Collective. Now the third drop is the Commander Assassination. 3 mediums, 4 heavies, and a single Highlander. That Highlander is your drop commander. Protect him, kill the other Highlander, and you are able to bring another 50k to your team. Simple. Anyway, we have a drop. Here we go. Drop 3, the Commander Assassination between Smoke Jaguars. Do I keep doing that? Steel Jaguars versus 228th Black Watch. Looks like T-Fun is in the Highlander for Steel Jags. Defunct in the Highlander for 228th. Two Thunderbolts and a Nova in the Heavy Lance. In the Assault Lance, I should say. Hellbringer, Timberwolf, Griffin, and Griffin for the Medium Lance. So those Griffins already suggest they want to get into Steel Jaguar's face and punch it very hard. For Steel Jags, we have Summoner. Interesting choice. But T-Fun in the Highlander. Summoner, Timberwolf, Thunderbolt, and where's Hellbringer. Heavy number 4. SJR trying to take control of this square. This square has been the focal point for very many matches. It's very hard to assault it with an entrenched team. 228th rotating around through the tunnel just south of the square. Queen played, got hit pretty hard, 78% health. And 228th continues to move around to try to get to the back entrance of the square. Queen Blade not looking too good. Crit CT. Charging straight into SJR. Goes down.
New target acquired.
Second kill for SJR. Not looking good for 228th already.
Acquired. New target acquired.
G-Man goes down in his Hellbringer.
New target acquired. Enter torso critical damage.
Ghost.
Torso critical damage.
Not trading too well with
Target
228th.
destroyed. New target.
CT exposed. SJR off to an early lead. Edmeister trying to cross the line. Oh, Panic Button takes out Magician. .228 falling back to their original spot, but rotating around the building, trying to come up behind SJR. Both Highlanders still alive. T-Fun with a higher health, 88% to 58% of defunct. The Griffin catching Wolverine
Acquired.
out of position. Take another one down.
Destroyed.
But 6-4. Still not looking very good for 228th. At Gauss round.
Online. Torso destroyed.
And that's the match. T-Fun in his Highlander, able to take out the rest of 228th. 8-6 and an extra 50k. And it was just down to a very damaged summoner and a fairly fresh Highlander. But Michaelius in that Griffin 2-in, he's the one that was able to catch. Yeah, it was Fabrosian out of position at the end there. Very, very quick game. Certainly not nearly as long as game 2, but that brings SJR up to 1.19 million C-bills, 2 black watches. See, they got 6 kills, so that's 110k. Steel Jags already, they're running away with this game. Will they be able to keep it up in the next 2 matches? But first, go to desktop. So let me get my bearings. We had, nope. SJR spawn, dropping these 2 spots, and 228th in those 2. And very, very quickly, 228th sort of took the central route this way. Meanwhile, SJR very quickly tried to take this area, but they weren't able to really set up that firing line, that really good firing line right here, by the time 228th was already passing by. But 228th was on the move, so it certainly wasn't a favorable trade for 228th. SJR also had a few jump jet capable mechs like the Summoner. Interesting choice. Gauss ERPPC Summoner. Oh, I suppose you can't take MRBC disallows duplicates of clan chassis, so you can't take 2 Timberwolves, but they wanted that ERPPC Gauss. I don't know. Go figure. I'm sure someone in the chat will have the answer, but that was 5 minutes ago for me. Anyway, 228th tried to sort of swing around back here, but decided it was a bad idea and turned right around. Meanwhile, SJR got a better foothold in this square right here. 228th swung around, pushed in. Didn't really work, so they retreated again. Lots of sort of turning around for 228th. SJR was able to follow, but the faster mechs of 228th was already behind SJR. Oh wow, this is a messy map. It's at this moment where Michaelius in his Griffin 2-in was able to take out the Wolverine 6K, specifically out of position here. It was a close match. Both teams, I mean, at the very end, it could have gone either way. T-Fun taking out the last 2 members of 228th. But good match, either way. Next drop is on Forest Colony. A smaller map designed for 8v8. And a heavier drop deck. 2 assaults included in this drop deck. 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults. Forest Colony, I suppose it has some good cover, but you're never really too far away from a possible flank. Granted, on the map here, I'll go ahead and pull it up. Oh, before I forget, pull this up. There's Michaelius and Magician right there. So it's a smaller map. Usually, Team 1 able to set up among these ridges and sort of island plateaus in the middle of the river here if they want to trade long range. Team 2 able to do the same on the other side. But Team 2 can get flanked from this way if they're not careful. Team 1 can get flanked from this way if they're not careful with this back route. This is a bit longer, and with the caliber of these two teams, I'm sure that they would figure out what's going on before the flank occurred. But still, not something to worry about. Screw it. I won't say too much more about that map. I'll just let the match speak for itself. And already it sounds like we have a game. Come on. Launch. Come on, spectator mode. What the hell are you doing? This is not cool. You gotta be kidding me. Oh. Okay. Whew. Worried me there for a moment. Drop 4. Flank engagement. 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults. Bonus condition for taking out all the heavies and assaults of the enemy team. Already, teams are underway, trading long range. We see a King Crab and Direwolf for the assaults of Steel Jaguars, Thunderbolt and Hellbringer for the heavies, Stormcrow Wolverine for the mediums, and 2 Firestarters for the lights. For 228th, bringing out that Highlander again, with Direwolf for the second assault, Hellbringer and Timberwolf for the heavies, 2 Wolverines for the mediums, Raven and Firestarter for the lights. Oh, Raven and Panther. Sorry. But both teams very much trading at range. 2 lights from Steel Jaguars, already up and around Tiny Town, and annoying 228th. Magician and Ghost the mediums of Steel Jags sort of caught in no man's land in and among these hills. Trading with Steel Jags. 228. At least it didn't say smoke Jaguars.
Artillery strike online.
We have panic button going Dolgos. Oh, and we have the lighter lance already taking Tiny Town, and we have a little side fight here. Michelius getting focused down real quickly in that Hellbringer. The Beef in his Wolverine seems to be next on the list, but he is retreating. And now that medium lance has full control of this valley. And now 228th sandwiched between the two lances of Steel Jags. G-Man is King Crab, not looking too good, 55%.
Airstrike online. New target acquired.
Has both.
Airstrike activated.
How does this happen?
New target acquired.
He still has his arms, but not his side torso. Can he still fire from that? We'll see in a moment, I assume.
New target acquired.
Yes. Yes, he can.
Torso critical damage. Gauss ammo.
There we go. Finally lost the arm.
Target destroyed. Left leg critical
4-3
damage.
SJR. 228th evening up the score though.
New target acquired.
And
New
SJR
target
is
acquired.
pushing with their assault lance.
New target acquired. New target acquired. New target acquired.
Quick look at health totals.
Left torso critical damage.
5-4. SJR gets him the kill. But
New target
no
acquired.
one left on SJR is looking too good. 51%, 42%, 50%. Only one is the Pie Maker in his Thunderbolt. Very, very tanky mech.
Target acquired.
228
Critical damage.
might be able to take this. Oh, 5-5.
Right arm dis- New target acquired. New
Oh
target
man.
acquired.
This is closer than I thought it would be. Pie Maker goes down. And it looks like 228th will take this match. No 5-0 for you, SJR.
Heat level critical.
Rouser overheats, gets taken out. Very nicely played. The Beef making up for his first game, 635 damage. That's what you do with a Wolverine 6K when you still have the arm. Wow. Rosa, top damage with the Direwolf, but not enough. 228th takes it 8. Oh, I'm sorry, 8-5, not 8-6. Oh, I have not written it down yet. No wonder. And an extra 50,000 to 228th. So let's see, 430, that'll make it 540. Very, very close game. Wow. Right there. Very nice. Very, very nicely played. I certainly thought it wasn't looking good for 228th. At the beginning of the match, they were sort of up in this area, uh, trading with the assault lance of SJR, but SJR sent their mediums and their lights up and around the communications tower hill, and for a moment there, though they focused on Michaelius in his Griffin, and for a moment there, they had complete pincer on 228th, completely surrounded. I thought that was it for 228th, but 228th swung around, took out all the lights and mediums, and SJR just didn't capitalize on that positioning advantage. They pushed with their slow assaults, but by that time, the entire light lance was taken out. 228th was able to turn back around and finish the job. The fighting did sort of swing around this way towards the end. I'm sorry. No. It was more right here where the fighting ended up. Very well played on 228th. Very well played. Even with the ghost arm of G-Man's King Crab. Good game, good game. So, final match. Caustic Valley. So, Caustic Valley, another very small map compared with the first three. I'm not sure what to expect from these two teams. Last week on the Commander Assault team, we saw CSJ take this hill. This hill gives you a fairly decent sort of firing range and map coverage, but that position does have an inherent flaw of a team coming up, pushing off the hill from this way. So even if you do have range, these hills are protecting any push. And that push was from SJR last week. SJR is going to be the team on the north side of the map again. I guess so far tonight, SJR has been more inclined to trade River City Mining Collective, even in the last game. this is perhaps the best spot to just sit back and snipe. It'll give you map coverage of pretty much the entire north half of the map. There's no short push route from either of the choke points and ridges coming from the caldera. But it's hard to say what either team will do. Okay, so... Oh. Oh. Okay. So will 228th be able to close the gap between these two teams, or will still Jaguars take another win? Oh, well. Well, crap. Looks like, no. Didn't get to see my pretty pictures. Damn. Nope, they're still in lobby. Maybe we'll still have enough time. So just a quick recap of what I went over just a moment ago, and you couldn't see it, but I didn't know because I didn't check. Oh, no, we do not have time because they just dropped. Okay, last game for week 3. Steel Jaguars versus 228th Blackwatch. We already see 228th splitting into all 3 lances. Beef and a Banshee. Come on. Nope. So for SJR, Criven and a Firestarter, T-Fun and a Raven, Ghost and a Timberwolf, Cornite and a Hellbringer, and for the Assault Lance we have Direwolf, King Crab, Stalker, and Stalker. 2 different variants, not the 2 4Ns or Miseries. For 228th we have Direwolf and Stalker 4N for a couple of the Assaults, Beef and a Banshee, Panic Button and a Banshee, Hellbringer, and Jaegermech for the heavies, and Jenner and Firestarter for the lights. Already both teams trading at range. SJR taking this ridge and going to town on anyone that wants to cross this little watershed area. Panic Button down to 75% by the time he'll get over into cover. Already not looking good for 228th, getting hammered at range from SJR.
Acquired. Airstrike online. Airstrike activated. Airstrike online. Artillery strike online.
Both teams tend to sit back at range for the moment. 228th trying to get around the side into the lake here, but not doing too good. Gauss round goes into the wall. Not exactly best shot. Peter and his Jaegermech, 70%. Let's take a look at health values. Oh, that's not looking good for 228th at all. So far, SJR is
destroyed.
T-Fun, gonna go melt them.
Acquired.
So T-Fun, how are you doing? In your Raven.
Acquired.
He's doing pretty well. SJR gets the first kill.
Artillery strike online.
Panic Button disconnected. It is not within the first minute of the match, so they cannot call hold.
Target destroyed.
SJR is on the offensive, pushing very hard onto 228th. 228th trying to hide behind the rock. Not looking good at all. Just lost a Banshee, 2 Banshees, and a Hellbringer. Oh, I guess Panic was the first kill. They're just disconnecting one after the other after they die.
Target destroyed.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, that was... I don't think I've heard that war horn very often. Russell Hogg. Edmeister in the Jenner as the last member of 228th still standing. That match didn't last too long.
Target acquired.
And the Jenner has been legged, so
Destroyed.
he's not going to be running very far. SJR completely obliterates 228th in the last match. 8-0. Very well played. Very, very well played for SJR. At 228th just wasn't able to throw together a defense. SJR takes the final game. Come on, iTunes, what are you doing? Okay. $1670. 1.67 million. Steel Jags versus 540 for Black Watch. Okay. Quick match overview on the desktop. And we had both teams electing to drop in all 3 drop zones. Lights off to the side for both of them. But very quickly, 228th took this upper ridge and just rained hell down on... Did I say 228th? I meant SJR. SJR just rained hell down on 228th. 228th, I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking. They crossed, sort of rushed the caldera, but then decided to swing back here and took defensive positions behind this rock. Jaegermech left back here on one of the ridges. And that's where they sat, and that's where they died. 228th, bringing Banshees, very, very brawly, very tanky mechs. They just weren't able to push up onto 228th's position. They would have just got annihilated if they had moved out. It just didn't go well. Very well played, Steel Jags. Very well played. So that'll be it for tonight. On my calendar, I don't see any games for tomorrow. The only game on Wednesday so far is White Death Merc Corps versus Ninth Blood and Fire. Now they have requested that I not live stream the match because White Death has requested because I can't provide a 15-minute delay, and that's fine. That's their right. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to record it locally and then post the videos to YouTube, because I think, well, White Death is an excellent team, and I think it's going to be a good match. So anyway, good games. Good games all around. And until next time, I'll see you all on the battlefield.